I waited. Weeks later, I got the call. She was crying, panicked. The walls she built had collapsed. They'd raided Eric's office, both arrested. She begged me, "Daniel, please. They're saying I helped him. I didn't. I swear, I just used his account for my photography payments. You're the only one I can trust. Please, pay my bail." Her voice cracked the same way it did the day we married. Only now, it didn't move me. It disgusted me. I asked quietly, "Why me?" "Because," she said, between sobs, "you're still my husband in my heart. I know I hurt you. I left you and our son. But I can fix this. Please, Daniel, help me come home." I paused long enough for her to believe I might. Then I said, "You died, remember?" and hung up. It wasn't enough. I wanted her forgotten, erased like she'd erased me. So I finished what she started. I sent the Norwegian authorities her real identity, her forged documents, fake death certificate, medical records. They connected it to her passport fraud case. I also attached one photo, her with Eric, the child, smiling, time-stamped after her supposed death. She became an international case, missing woman found alive after faking death. The media devoured it. Her bail was denied. Months later, she was on the news, handcuffed, crying. Former photographer and fraud suspect Lily Hartman, accused of staging her own death to escape marriage and commit identity fraud with her lover. She screamed my name when they pushed her into the police van. "Daniel, please, tell them the truth. Please, tell them I'm not a monster." I turned off the TV. My son was sleeping beside me, his small hand wrapped around my finger. That was the truth she never understood. The world didn't need to know she betrayed me. Only she needed to live it. A week later, her lawyer called. She says she'll confess everything if you just write one letter to the court saying she deserves leniency. She wants to see her son once before sentencing. I sent a single envelope. Inside, a photo. The delivery room, her body under the white sheet. The caption, "This is the woman I buried. The one you're asking for no longer exists." Sometimes, late at night, I still hear her voice, the ghost that used to sleep beside me. But ghosts only haunt the guilty, and I am not guilty anymore. People ask how I forgave her. I didn't. I simply buried her twice, once in a hospital and once in the truth. My revenge wasn't rage. It was silence. Calculated, precise. I didn't ruin her life. She built her own gallows. I just handed her the rope. When I tuck my son into bed, he sometimes asks, "Where's Mommy?" I smile and say, "She lives far away." Because that's the truth. Far and gone. And every night I look at him, then at the quiet ring I still wear, and I whisper, "She called me at 4 a.m., asking to come home." But home isn't a place you return to after you burn it down. Then I turn off the light and sleep like a man who finally got justice. The next morning, I went to work. Everyone noticed I looked lighter. I told no one what happened. Some stories are better left as rumors. They hold more power that way. Clara tried to fight back. She threatened lawyers, social media, mutual friends. But legally, everything I'd done was airtight. Her name was never on the lease. The accounts were mine. She had spent years saying she didn't owe me anything. Now, I just made sure the world agreed with her. 2 weeks later, she came by the apartment, unannounced. She stood at the door, looking smaller than I remembered. Her makeup was gone, her voice subdued. "I just want to talk," she said. I let her in. She walked through the empty rooms, eyes darting around, as if she expected to find her old life hiding somewhere in the corners. "I didn't mean it," she said finally. "That night, I was angry." I nodded. "I know." She looked at me then, really looked, and saw it. The quiet resolve. The distance that couldn't be crossed. "You don't love me anymore," she whispered. I almost smiled. "That's not true. I just stopped loving who you became." She cried a little. I didn't. When she left, I didn't watch her go. Now, months later, her messages have stopped. I hear she's living with her sister, working again, paying her own bills. Sometimes I wonder if she ever tells people the truth, that the man who used to pay for everything finally paid attention. Do I regret it? No, because revenge doesn't always come from hatred. Sometimes it's born from clarity, that sharp, calm realization that you were never truly seen until you stopped giving. She once said I didn't owe her pleasure. She was right. And when I took back everything I'd been giving, I realized something deeper. I didn't owe her power either. When people ask why I'm single now, I just smile. I tell them I learned the difference between love and obligation, between being needed and being used. They laugh, think it's just a clever line. But I know better. Because the day I blocked her bank access wasn't the day I stopped loving her. It was the day I started respecting myself. And that, finally, was the sweetest revenge.